True Peace Kens, FBI releases documents on investigation into death of Democrat National Committee worker Seth Rich. This came out today, man. Peep the slang. The FBI has produced 68 pages related to a Democrat National Committee DNC worker who was shot dead in 2016 in Washington, including an investigative summary that appears to suggest someone could have paid for his death. Seth Rich, the worker, was shot dead in the early morning hours on July 16, 2016, near his home in the nation's capital. The murder, which is unsolved to this day, fueled widespread media coverage, especially after WikiLeaks found Julian Assange suggested that Rich was the person who provided internal DNC emails to WikiLeaks. Rich family has called the notion that Rich leaked documents to WikiLeaks and conspiracy theory. Peter Slang, the newly released file showed top Department of Justice officials met in 2018 and discussed Rich's murder. They reviewed Rich's financial records and did not identify any unusual deposits or withdrawals. Additional, none of the witnesses interviewed during the investigation reported to authorities anything unusual about Rich's life prior to the homicide. Peep the slang, yo. One witness saw an individual walking away from the location where Rich was killed, but thought Rich was merely drunk, so did not alert authorities. They realized something bad had happened when they saw a blood stain on the ground in the same place the following day, as well as police tape surrounding the scene. Peep the slang, yo. A person whose name was redacted took Rich's personal laptop to his house, according to one of the newly released documents. The page also indicates that authorities were not aware if the person deleted or changed anything on Rich's personal laptop. The FBI came into possession of Rich's work laptop, the Bureau previously revealed. On another page, it was said that, given redacted, it is conceivable that an individual or group will want to pay for his death. That doesn't sound like a random street robbery, Ty Clevenger, a lawyer, told the Epoch Times. Law enforcement officials have suggested Rich was the victim of an attempted robbery, according to news report, though none of his belongings were stolen. They have said no evidence links the shooting to Rich's employment by the Democratic National Committee. The files were released this week in a lawsuit filed on behalf of Texas resident Brian Huddleston, who Clevenger's represent. People slang, yo. Huddleston sued the FBI after it told him it would take 8 to 10 months in June 2020 to respond to his Freedom of Information Act request. Huddleston asked the FBI to produce all data, documents, records, or communications that reference Seth Rich or his brother Aaron Rich. A federal judge earlier this year ordered the FBI to produce documents concerning Rich by April 23rd. The FBI identified 576 relevant documents, but only produced 68 of them to Huddleston. The FBI has declined to speak about the lawsuit. Attorneys for Rich's parents did not immediately respond to requests for comment. The documents showed that some reporting on Rich's death was wrong, such as an ABC News report that claimed the FBI was not involved in the investigating the murder. Clevenger said he found concerning how the government apparently does not know whether anything was deleted from Rich's personal laptop. The documents were largely redacted, but the information that did get through shows that their whole narrative is falling apart, he added. It's a step in the right direction. The attorney plans to ask U.S. District Judge Amos Mazant, an Obama nominee, to produce unredacted copies for his perusal. The judge could rule that some redactions were improper. Defendants could also face repercussions for not producing all other documents they have concerning Rich, including fines. U.S. Attorney Andrea Parker, who is representing the FBI, told the judge in a court filing this week that the Bureau can only process 500 pages per month for each Freedom of Information Act request. She asked the court to give the Bureau additional time to produce all of the relevant records. Clevenger told the judge in a court filing this week that the private sector routinely processes 500 pages or more per day, and that the government should be afforded no more than 2 weeks to produce the remaining 1,063 pages. Keep the slang, yo. FBI releases documents on investigation.